Hey beautiful soul, I wanted to make this video to talk about the ascension journey, the journey from 3D consciousness to 5D consciousness. And especially if you're one of the most beautiful souls that's, riding that first wave, meaning one of the first souls on the planet to be taking this evolution journey out of 3D consciousness, then I felt to share some things because it's not as easy, and full of rainbows and butterflies to take an ascension journey than some people may believe. And that's not to say it's horrible and yuck either. There are ways to have a graceful ascension. And so with this beautiful transmission, I intend to share with you frequencies and codes to support a more graceful transition. And so just a bit of a heads up that as I share some beautiful information with you, I will also be moving my hands around a little bit and doing a little bit of quantum work and sharing some codes, and I may make some sounds, some toning sounds. All of this is to support calibration, recalibration, integration of some of the codes you're holding in your field that may have not fully embodied yet and are causing you to feel a little bit wonky. And so get comfortable, strap in for a fourth dimensional ride as we explore what it truly means to be a 4D being. So many souls right now are walking along the fourth dimensional bridge. That's right, they're walking exactly like that. And what that means is that, we're no longer in the third dimension. We're not yet in the fifth dimension. We're walking along the fourth dimensional bridge, which means that we've got, access to more timelines. The fourth dimension is a dimension where, it's the space that enables us to choose realities and timelines to be able to travel into other dimensions. It's an important part of ascension because the fourth dimension is allowing us to shift, to a whole other state of consciousness, a whole dimensional plane of existence that's new. Yet, the fourth dimensional bridge is a transformational journey. And I feel like it's really important to share this with the world. So imagine we're walking along a bridge from one side to the other. And yes, some of the views could be friggin' super amazing. And sometimes as you're walking on that bridge, there could be a missing piece that you've got to step over or your foot could fall in, right? And that's why I want to kind of use this beautiful analogy with you, because as we're walking along the fourth dimensional bridge, we are shifting frequencies. And so when we enter the fourth dimension in our consciousness, which means that we've reactivated some of our DNA, we've now got more access to the quantum, we can receive guidance, we can stream our higher self, we can, our intuition has expanded. There's, dogs barking in the background, rejoicing that we've shifted into the fourth dimension. And if you're seeing that this has been glued together, it's because shamanic dogs started barking. Sound healing calibration for you. It's all there. We just also cut it out because, we wanted it to be pretty for you moving forward. So I want to talk to you about the fourth dimensional bridge and that it is a transformational journey. And I kind of would love to show it to everyone like this. Imagine that in this hand is the third dimension reality, which means that anyone here is going to be in a vibrational frequency that matches 3D consciousness. 3D consciousness is the consciousness of duality, of separation. In 3D consciousness, at the very, very core of 3D consciousness are programs like, I am not enough. Look at that, shamanic dog's like, I am so in for this video, mum. We are gonna rock it out, talking about the quantum 4D dog. Anywho, so she's normally really camera shy. Moving forward, so if this in my hand is the third dimensional reality, anyone in here is going to be in 3D consciousness, which means the consciousness of separation, competition, a consciousness that's obsessed with the physical reality. So 3D consciousness, at the very core, creates a really huge hierarchy with how it places its importance on physicality, meaning it believes if it's not physical, it's not real, right? And even those beings that are like in higher consciousness of 3D still get very, very precious about physical reality and really obsessed around physical reality and the manifestation of all their things, and it can cause them to have not the most awesome lives when they get a bit obsessed about this stuff. Yeah. Now, let's go within this hand. We've got fifth dimensional reality, 5D consciousness. 5D consciousness is the consciousness that remembers that there is more to this universe than carbon matter. That we're actually non-physical beings that have taken physical form to have an adventure. Here, at the core of this consciousness is oneness. There's knowing, there's love, yeah? And when we look at a consciousness of oneness versus a consciousness of separation, would you agree with me, nod your head, that they're very different frequencies? Here, we've got, just play, presence, joy, abundance, full self-expression, without needing to censor ourselves, without needing to prove to someone that we're this or that. Here, we're still proving to everyone around us that we're enough and we're keeping up and we're the good girl, the good boy, yeah? Here, we're trying to do all the things to make us fit in, be enough, belong, and be loved by others. Here, we love ourselves. The embodiment of our higher self and soul has happened, and so we're channeling our soul, we're streaming our soul, we're co-creating, therefore we're able to experience so much more abundance, because when the embodiment of our higher self and soul is flowing through us, our taste buds amplify, our smell senses amplify, our vision amplifies, so therefore we're able to enjoy this life. This is where the potentialities of love go beyond our imagining, right? And so now imagine we're going on a journey from here to here, and there's a bridge between these two, right? And in the fourth dimension, we've got the ability to do this, to be in between dimensions, yeah? Because the fourth dimension is a place where you've got access. Think of it like a massive train station with all the different trains going to different places, right? And as we're traveling, what we're actually doing is we're releasing programs from here. We're releasing codes and templates. So basically the programming within us, that's 3D consciousness based. Anything that vibes at the frequency of this, yeah? And we're uploading more of this. So we're uploading 5D, releasing 3D as we travel along the bridge. How that can look is, whoa, I feel so friggin' awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so much happier. Wow, I just don't worry about stuff anymore, especially the further down the bridge we go. And it can also look like this. I'm so tired. Because as we're releasing, we're going to release from our physical body, from our emotional body, from our mental body. And so we can have literal physical purging happening where the data within the bones, the blood, the cell, the DNA imprints are literally being purged out. More light is entering our physical body. And this can literally create what we call physical purging. A lot of people are familiar with emotional purging, where they're like, whoa, I've got a lot of emotions purging right now. Or even mental purging, where their mind goes blah, 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 blah. Physical purging is actually, more of a fourth dimensional ascension, symptom, because as we're taking this journey, our physical body is literally changing, it's transforming, so it can hold more high frequency light, which means effectively it's turning from a carbon-based body, which is 3D, as we fully transform into our fifth dimensional avatar bodies. It's a plasma-based body. Now, I Googled this and they're very different. And so ultimately, you could actually find yourself feeling tired, in pain, neck pain, and especially digestive issues, organs fully transforming, where you're trying to find the answers in the 3D reality and you can't. You can have all the blood tests, all the friggin' things, and it's not going to show up because the body is changing at a cellular level, at a subatomic level. And 3D medicine doesn't actually have the answers. There are beautiful beings right now that are receiving information and data around this. I'm honored to co-create with Livia and I a program called The Keepers of Light, where the souls in this particular program are being activated and coronated to be able to receive more information and data. Once they complete their journey, they'll be downloading more and more and more technology and tools to support beings in their 4D body transformation. Yet if you have been feeling like pains and aches and like friggin' hell, where's your energy? Trust that you're releasing like ancestral DNA. Think about it, right? We have within our DNA imprints that, from ancestors that carried us here. Our ancestors had to survive for us to be in these bodies right now. And when we go back and back, majority of the people on this planet, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, great, they literally struggled beyond what we know is possible. And that struggle and that survival frequency is still stored within the cellular structure. Now, the reason it's purging out of the cells is because how can we embody love, trust, knowing, play when we've got frequencies of scarcity in our field? Can you kind of get that the body has to release the scarcity frequency imprints in its DNA and in its cells that's been carried over from ancestors who did survive to get us here, so we can shift into a templating, a DNA that tells the body we're thriving. We're not surviving anymore, we're thriving. And then the body can hold more love, more trust, more knowing, and not be prey to, worry and fear. I trust that serves. As we walk along this bridge, we're also going to release identities. And they're going to keep popping up for us. Everything around us is going to be showing us what's old identity. Identities, I know for myself, one of the biggest pieces has been releasing identities of rescuing, where I've always, my whole entire life, I've had this desire to make a difference, this what I would call hero, codes. Yet within the hero templating that was within me, or the warrior of light templating, there was some distorted programming that had carried over from being on this planet. And these are rescuer, almost martyrdom, savior. And I know for myself, especially recently, I've been purging savior frequency and savior codes, where in the past, because I had so much to give and so in so many ways I could support others, I would give and I would serve and I would help so many people. And recently what's transpired is that I'm being guided to stop rescuing so much and to upload, and I'm receiving more coding and frequency templating around empowering others. And so along my transformation, all of these people are leaving my field that I was in a way rescuing, in a way saving, in a way supporting too much. Does that make sense? And some of you, especially mission souls, you'll see clients disappear. You'll even see friends potentially disappear when you're releasing some of this old programming as you continue your ascension journey. And it's okay. And it's for us to keep asking, what's the highest purpose of whatever's going on? Because as we transform, things will shift in our physical reality. And we want to be curious. What's the higher purpose of this? How is this in my alignment? How is this supporting my ascension? And like I said, for me, it was whoa, really being entrained even more to really the subtlest, programming around saving people has been removed. So I can stand in the pure frequency of empowering others and holding the divine frequency that everyone's a sovereign being, everyone's a powerful fractal of source, everyone's a powerful creator of worlds, because holding that frequency actually brings in a new earth. And it is 5D consciousness. 5D consciousness doesn't need to rescue. 5D consciousness doesn't need to save anyone. 5D consciousness knows that we're all powerful sovereign beings that create. And 5D consciousness wants others to come back to their inner power, not to be dependent, in any way, shape or form. I trust that serves. And I'm sharing this with you because it's friggin', taking a rapid journey along the 4th dimensional bridge, purging emotions, traumas, in this life and so many others, so many of us have been here many, many times before in pretty big missions too. And not so great things happened to us the last time we were on this planet because we weren't as well received for our, shamanic magic. And we're also clearing that, we're clearing traumas so we can stand tall and still share our message without being afraid that, that we're going to get crucified for it. And I trust this serves because it's not an easy journey to transform from a 3D consciousness being to a 5D consciousness being. It's a full transformation. Here we're a caterpillar and here we're a butterfly. The only difference is that caterpillars go into a cocoon and transform and come out. We're actually living through the transformation. And so if this video creates any sort of settling within your nervous system, I'm so happy. It's normal. Please keep going. Not everyone is going to make it through this journey. There will be those that get on the 4th dimensional bridge and they'll go back to 3D because they'll want the certainty of 3D. They'll want the control. They'll want the safety. They'll want everything to make sense and be safe. And so they'll go backwards. And I hope it's not you, The more beings that can keep trusting, keep releasing the control, keep moving and releasing layer upon layer, will shift into realities where, we're just the embodiment of creation and love, and it's worth it. And so if you're purging right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, or all of the above, I honor you. I see you. I walk with you on this bridge. I thank you because the more of us that are anchored, the 5-dimensional gates will open soon. The more of us that step through into the later parts, we're impacting the whole collective. And that means that future people won't have as hard a time on the 4D bridge. We are the ones that are taking the first steps. We're the brave, we're the courageous. And that means that on some level as a soul, we signed up to be the first wave. And man, I draw honor in that, I see you, I thank you. I trust that this video serves a little bit. And just one more little tiny piece. When these things are happening, ask, how can I do this in a more loving way to myself? Because the more we embody self-love, the more the higher frequency codes can upload, the more we're hard on ourselves, wanting the purge to finish faster, wanting everything to shift faster, we actually it slows it down. It's not about getting to the end result. It's around transforming with love. So the question is, how can I transform with more love? What would love do right now? How can I take this full journey and allow myself the gift of loving myself along every step along the bridge without trying to rush it to the end? How can I love the journey? How can I fall in love with the journey? For me, it's because I'm honored to be taking the journey. For me, it's such an honor to take this journey that yes, when it gets hard, I'll take a day and lie in bed and rest. I'll meditate. I'll take beautiful baths. I'll spend time in nature. I'll get lots of cuddles from my friends and family. I'll watch beautiful movies that make me feel good. I'll read books. I'll surround myself with beautiful things. We've got this. I love you. I trust you enjoyed that video, and there's plenty more where that video came from. And if you'd love to experience some of my trainings and activations, go to my website, gabykowalski.com, and hit the resource button. There you'll have activations on abundance, evolution, multidimensional business, and you can also find out about my courses and programs. Remember to subscribe. Ciao.